Good morning, everyone! Salamat po sa pagpunta today sa session natin. So today po, sisimulan natin ang first session ng pinakabagong series ng the Faura Project na pinamagatang Empowered Women, Empowered Ermita, Invisible Sisters Uplifting Women Through Social Entrepreneurship. So salamat ulit sa mga nakadalo sa araw na to at super duper excited na po kaming simulan ito. So para po sa mga house rules, gusto lang po namin i-request ang mga participants na dito ngayon na mag-mute habang ongoing ang ating program. Pero no worries, magkakaroon naman tayo ng Q&A portion after our speaker segment. So kung may mga tanong kayo, pwede niyong ilista muna at saka tanungin niyo mamaya after ng session. Okay, sige. So para simulan ang programa natin para sa araw na ito, I would like to call on our activity co-convener, Dr. Honey Libertine Achanzar-Labor, Executive Director of the Faura Project and a professor at the University of the Philippines, Manila, and at the University of the Philippines Open University. So again, let's all welcome Dr. Achanzar-Labor.
All right. So magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. If you have already attended some of our past activities, you would know that most of these are open to the general public. It was with pleasure and joy to let you know that today, while still making this activity open to the public, we have with us a group of mothers invited and gathered by the Sangguniang Kabataan Chairperson of Ermita, Ms. Marinelle, Cumpleto, to join us virtually in their local barangay hall. Magandang umaga po din po no, sa ating mga nanay. Since I know that some of you are attending our activity for the first time, let me give you a short briefer no, on the Faura Project, an organization of some members of the faculty, alumni, current students, and friends of the University of the Philippines, Manila, bound by a common cause, which is to revive, revitalize, and sustain the rich cultural heritage of Ermita. Para sa ating mga nanay, ang pagbubuklod po namin ay para sa layunin na mapagtibay at mapalalim ang pagpapahalaga ng Ermita bilang lugar na mayroong napakaraming bagay at kaganapan na naipamana sa atin. At the core of the heritage advocacy of the Faura Project, though, is the awareness that heritage can only be sustained if its culture bearers are supported. Sa kaibuturan ng advokasya ng the Faura Project ay ang kamalayan na ang mga pamanang kultural na ito ay mapapanatili lamang kung ang mga tagapagdala nito, unang-una dito ang ating mga ilaw ng tahanan, ay nabibigyan ng naaayong suporta. At dahil po dito ang aming aktibidad ngayong araw. No? It is for this reason that we are launching today a new series which we have named Empowered Women, Empowered Ermita. So let me bring you back to chat to introduce to us our convener who can explain our activity more comprehensively. Okay, Cha?
Thank you so much, Dr. Achanzar-Labor. Okay, so ngayon naman, para naman ipakilala ang project na ito at para na rin ipakilala ang speaker natin sa araw na ito, I would like to call on Ms. Rosario and Hlario. Ms. Rosario and Hlario, or Ms. Rozhie as we call her, is our convener for today's Empowered Women, Empowered Ermita session. So she's currently the program coordinator of the BA Philippine Arts Cultural Heritage and Arts Management Program, and is also an alumna of the said program, o diba, the Glow Up. So she's also currently the advisor of UP Salon Lahi, the home organization for the BA Philippine Arts Program in UP Manila. So again, I would like to call on Ms. Rozhie.
Thank you, Cha. Ayun, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat po sa pagdalo dito sa ating webinar series. Ayun, lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga mommies ng Ermita. So, i-introduce ko lang po itong webinar series natin, no? Itong webinar series pong ito ay mag-feature tayo ng iba't ibang speaker sa iba't ibang larang sa larang po ng arts and entrepreneurship para po pag-usapan yung mga karanasan at kaalaman nila tungkol sa profession nila or doon sa kanilang profesyon. Yung mga dadalo po ay mabibigyan ng kaalaman ukol sa mga kakayahan ng kababaihan na makabuo ng sarili nilang kabuhayan o sarili po ninyong pangkabuhayan. Ang series na ito ay naglalayong bigyang kapangyarihan ang kababaihan or women empowerment, as you all know, at bigyang kaalaman sila tungkol sa kanilang mga kakayahan para tulungan ang kanilang mga sarili, okay, ng inyong mga pamilya, inyong mga sarili, inyong mga pamilya, at inyong lipunan. Specifically po sa Ermita. Sa pagsasagawa po nito, maaari kaming makatulong sa pagtatatag ninyo ng inyong sariling sining, kultura, at eventually po yung anyong pangkabuhayan. Ayun, yung mga speaker po natin, hindi lang po nila pag-uusapan yung kanilang mga trabaho o kanilang mga profession. Pag-uusapan din po nila yung mga possible po o mga posibleng pangkabuhayan ninyo or possible ideas po na pangkabuhayan para sa kababaihan, especially in Ermita. So, may mga magtotalk po o mag-present lang po muna ng kanilang mga ideya, kanilang mga profession, and eventually magkakaroon din po tayo ng workshops na pwede po nating magawa para sa ating mga sarili. So makikita po natin sa mga susunod na session na magkakaroon po tayo ng mga workshop. So mag-coordinate na lang po kami with Marinelle kapag kailangan po natin ng materials. Ayun, sana po samahan niyo pa rin po kami sa mga susunod nating session. Ito pong paggawa nitong webinar series na to ay gusto po naming ma-highlight o maidiin yung kahalagahan ng kababaihan sa society o sa ating lipunan, at saka gusto po namin na ma-establish po natin yung kapangyarihan natin bilang kababaihan sa ating lipunan, sa arts or sa sining, at saka sa kultura. And pati na rin po sa ekonomiya ng ating bansa. Ayun na. Gusto po namin na ma-emphasize o maidiin yung yung pagiging vital parts of society. Ayun. So, yan. Let's go, kababaihan. Ito po yung ating theme para sa webinar series na to. So, yun. So, ito po yung webinar series. Sana po you can join us sa ating mga susunod na sessions. Ayun. So, since ako na rin po pala ang mag-introduce sa ating first speaker. Ang first speaker po natin ngayong araw na to ay si Ma'am Desiree Mangulabnan, and siya po ay alumna rin ng ating program. So i-introduce ko lang po siya. Our speaker for today is the Gallery Manager of Art Underground, an art gallery and platform for contemporary visual art practice and projects, showcasing visual cutting-edge programs expressed through painting, sculpture, installation, and new media. She is also the program director of Invisible Sisters, a social enterprise based in Taguig that creates fashion and home items made of 100% recycled plastic. IS works with underprivileged women by enabling their skills to design high-quality, sustainable, and handcrafted products out of waste materials, allowing them to create transformative change in and out of their environment. Its goal is to help uplift our artisans and save the environment by not letting plastic end up in our landfills and waterways. Prior to being with Invisible Sisters, she was an instructor at the University of the Philippines, Manila, teaching humanities, arts management, and Philippine arts subjects. So, without further ado, let's welcome Ma'am Desiree Mangulabnan.
Hi! Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Rozhie, sa introduction. Ako'y natutuwa na makakasama ko rin ulit si Ma'am Rozhie, saka si Ma'am Labor at si Marinelle. Magandang umaga. Hi, Marinelle! At syempre, ako'y lubos na natutuwa rin na makakasama din natin ang mga ibang nanay na kabilang sa komunidad ng Ermita. So, thank you very much for inviting me here. I'm very, very much excited to share to you what we do in Invisible Sisters. So ako ay tatalon lang mula dun sa introduction na bigay ni Ma'am Rozhie. Ako ay mag-share lang ng screen. Sandali lang po. Ayan. Nakikita na po ba yung aking screen, ma'am? buo naman po siya.
Yes, pero parang
Yes.
hindi naka-slide, ano no, yung...
Naka-PDF, ano lang po ako, Ma'am
okay,
Ella.
sige.
Ayan, mas okay ba yan? Ayan, okay.
Yan,
So, ayan, Invisible Sisters. Kami ay isang business, no? Hindi pa siya ganun kalakian. No? Ako yung nangangarap at nagdadasal na sana ito ay lumaki rin para mas marami makatulong na nanay. Pero tulad ng sinabi nga ni Rozhie, kami ay isang, yung pusa ko, Diyos ko. Kami ay isang social enterprise na gumagawa at nagagansilyo. Yun yung pangunahin, no, na proseso ng paggawa ng mga produkto namin. Ng paggansilyo ng mga fashion items, ito ay mga bags, clutches, wallets, at mga home items tulad ng mga placemats, coasters, no, decorations also, nagawa sa recycled plastic. So hindi na bago para sa atin ang makita ng mga gamit na ginagansilyo gamit ng yarn, no? Pero kami naman, ang pinili naming main material ay plastic, specifically recycled plastic, dahil ang layunin din ng aming organisasyon o kumpanya, hopefully to be a formal company in the next years, is to help our environment. Yun. Hindi rin bago sa atin na napakaraming basurang nakikita sa ating kapaligiran at ang plastic ang isa sa mga main nating trash na nakikita. Masakit sa puso, no, na nakikita ito, napakalat-kalat, kaya gusto namin sanang ma-reduce ang waste through our products. Ayun. And then more to that, of course, we want to highlight yung galing ng aming mga nanay sa pagkagansilyo. No? Marami nagsasabi na hindi ito isang skill na madali lang daw ma-acquire. Kaya raw magaling ang mga nanay at mga lola kasi very patient daw. Very patient daw ang mga nanay at lola to do this. But I'm very, very happy that even the youth is trying to learn how to do such skill there. Ang isa sa mga unang tanong lagi sa akin ay, bakit po ma'am, Invisible Sisters ang tawag sa inyo? No, akala kasi mga madre ang mga kasama ko sa aming Gawad Kalinga Center. No, ang invisible po ay meaning niyan ay dalawa. No, ang una, yung mga nanay na nakakasama namin. No, sila yung mga urban poor women na hindi nakakapag-participate sa formal economy. Meaning, may mga hindi sapat na dokumento o baka hindi sapat ang hindi nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral kaya hindi rin makapasok sa mga kumpanya. No? Pwede rin na hindi talaga kaya ng current resources para makapag-apply. So yun. Ang pangalawa naman na tinuturing na invisible ay yung waste material na nakikita natin sa landfills and sa waterway. So bakit nga ba invisible yung turing namin sa dalawang to? Madalas, hindi siguro napapansin or hindi nakikita ang value kasi nasa bahay lang or nasa sidewalk o nasa landfill at waterways lang. Pero sa Invisible Sisters, nais namin ito bigyan ng value kasi kaya naman itong i-utilize para sa betterment ng ating community. No? Of course, our nanays also, we have to, unwrap their skills. We have to also unwrap their potential. No? They might not have that other skills needed in the office, but yung mismong nagagawa ng kanilang skills sa paggagansilyo, that could be very much utilized. All right? So what's the first thing that we highlight? We want to highlight Filipino ingenuity, design, and craftsmanship. So paano nga ba nabuo si Invisible Sisters? No? Si Invisible Sisters, nagsimula yan 2008 pa. Napakatagal na. No? Pero nagsimula ito bilang isang arts initiative. So an American artist came to the Philippines. Her name is Ann Weiser. And she wanted to create sculptures made out of trash, made out of plastic, made out of what she could just find in the landfills. No? And then, she was based at Taguig. So, eventually, doon na rin naging home base ni Invisible Sisters. Kami ay nasa Taguig. Tapos, sabi niya, gusto ko rin tulungan yung mga nanay na nandito. No? Kasi, syempre, hindi ko kakayanin mag-gansilo ng isang malaking sculpture ng ako lang. Tutulungan ko yung mga nanay, tulungan nila sa paggawa ng artwork, bigyan ko sila ng sapat na pwedeng financial compensation. So, nakagawa sila ng maraming sculptures, nagawa nila mag-exhibit kung saan-saan, hanggang sa naisip ni Ms. Ann Weiser teka, parang kaya natin gumawa ng mga items, gawa ng plastic na ito na medyo functional. Bags, damit, hats, kung ano man. Ang sabi niya, Nay, do whatever you want to do with the plastic that we have and then let's try to sell it. No? So nakakatuwa, ang kanyang bunga ay isang mini fashion show. Gawa ng each design by the mothers who are participating in Visible Sisters. They were given freedom on what to do, what design, what item to make. At sila ay nag-mini fashion show, nakakatuwa. Tuwang-tuwa yung owner din. No? Tapos sabi, try nating ibenta. Nakakatuwa kasi lahat ng nagawa na items na benta. Doon nagkaroon ng spark, ay pwede to gawing business. Makakatulong tayo ng mga nanay, makakatulong tayo ng mga lola, at the same time nakaka-reduce ng trash. So yun yung isa sa mga na-uncover ni Ms. Ann Weiser. Eventually, nung nakitaan ng potential na pwede itong magawing business, siya ay nag-connect with Ms. Amy Gloria na nagmamayari ngayon ng Invisible Sisters, ang aking kasama ng aking board of directors. No? Pero ngayon, nasa transition kami na ipapasa na rin sa akin ang Invisible Sisters, kaya lagari rin kami para mas matulungan yung ibang nanay. So there. Ang nakakatuwa kasi dito sa pag-highlight ng Filipino ingenuity and design and craftsmanship ng aming mga women. Isa, ako ay nakapokus lang sa mga nanay at lola. Maraming mga ibang social enterprises ang tinutulungan nila mga farmers, may mga iba mga fishermen, no? May mga iba different locations din. May nakatoka sa Maynila, may nakatoka sa Marikina, sa Makati at kung saan man. No, ako ang pinipili kong pagtuunan ng pansin ay ang mga nanay at lola ng Taguig. So ang aming maliit na opisina ay nasa third floor ng isang gawad kanina sa may Pembo sa Taguig. No? Isa sa yun sa mga munti naming bahay kung saan kami ay nagtitipon-tipon din. Ngunit ngayon, na bilang pandemya, hindi ko na sila nakikita. Nalulungkot na namimiss ko na rin sila. No? Pero ang isa sa mga gustong-gusto ko, ang mga nanay na ito, ay hindi lang nakukulong sa kung ano man yung disenyo na naiisip ko para sa mga bags namin o para sa mga pouches namin. Sila ay binibigyan ko ng freedom. No? Nay, kapag meron kang naiisip na magandang disenyo, go. Kasi, syempre, alam ko for sure, habang sila ay nagaganchilyo, may naiisip din sila. No? At gusto kong kilalanin yun, gusto kong ma-acknowledge yun. Kasi kahit ako, nung tinuruan ako mag-ganchilyo, hindi ko akalain, hindi ko pala kakayanin. Napakahirap pala. Kinailangan ko ng konting practice pa para matutunan ito. Pero dito ko nakikita yung hirap at yung diligence na kailangan para sa skill na ito. So I do believe that this particular craftsmanship by our Filipino women should be acknowledged, should be highlighted, and not only in a national scale but even global. Ako ito ang tuwa rin ng aming mga produkto ay nakikita at nabibili sa SM Kultura. Kung yun ay kayo ay familiar doon, may kita yun sa mga SM malls, pero karamihan ng aming produkto ay may kita sa 4 na SM. Sa SM MOA, sa SM Aura, sa SM Mega Mall at sa SM Makati. So kami ay isa sa mga suppliers ng SM Mall. So SM Kultura, specifically SM Kultura. At these are such great opportunities for us to share the craftsmanship of the women. At natutuwa rin ako, narinig ko yung mga kwento ng mga nanay, ay, wow, nakikita ko yung mga gawa namin sa SM Kultura. So, dagdag yun sa kanilang value, how they value themselves. Dagdag yun sa kung paano nila na uplift yung sarili nila. And I'm just really happy that I become an advocate for that. So there, transformative change ang pangalawa. Doon ako tumutungo, transformative change. So sa litrato may kitong si Lola pa rin, no? Isa siya sa mga magagaling naming nanay sa komunidad ng Taguig. Ang aming mga tinutulungan na women, kasalukuyan ay nasa 25. No, 25 women. No, some are becoming inactive due to a decline in our sales because of the pandemic. I need to work with that. But these women are across 8 communities. There are 7 at Taguig and 1 at Manila at Santa Ana. So the reason why they're all at Taguig is because our home base, our home office, is at Agawad Kalinga Center at Taguig as well. So, there's a dream for expansion. There's a dream also to tap other areas across the nation para at least mayroon pang mas maraming matulungan. Transformative change, ako ibabalik, no? Yes, tulad ng nabanggit ko, na-uplift ang aming mga nanay. Nakikita nila na I may be staying at my own homes. I may be doing what I do at in my free time, no? But eventually, I get to see that what I do as with the skill of ganchillo has something, has value. I get to sell it. I get to sell it with a particular financial compensation. So paano ho ba nababayaran ng aming mga nanay? Okay? Sila ay nababayaran sa bawat item na gawa. So depende yun sa nanay kung gaano kasipag, gaano kaluwag ang oras niya, kung gaano karami ang magagawa niya. Matapos niyang ipasa, ako'y maghahanap ng mga buyers, ako'y maghahanap ng pwedeng pagsuplayan ng mga items namin at sila ay babayaran sa ganitong proseso. So, hindi lahat ng mga nanay ay nasa opisina. Sila ay gumagawa sa kanilang mga bahay. Bakit? Gusto ko rin respetuhin na sila na mag-ibang ginagawa. May mga iba ay nagkakaroon ng extra sources of income. So, si Invisible Sisters, maaaring ang paningin ni nanay ito yung kabuuan na magbibigay sa atin ng aking source of income, or maybe pwede rin just a supplement. So pwede siyang nagbabantay rin ng bata, nagbabantay ng tindahan, naglalaba, at nag-invisible sisters para merong extra sources of income. Ayun. Ang pangatlo naman ay ang environmental awareness. So with regard to environmental awareness, ang ano naman nito, isa sa mga kailangan naming paalagaan would be recycled material ang gamit namin na item. So we have a partnered recycler at Quezon City, and they supply us with the plastic. These are already disinfected. These are already clean, no? Okay na ito, disinfected na rin siya. Tapos ito ay pinapadala sa amin at pinipig ko sa mga communities para sila ay maganchilyo gamit. May konting kahirapan pero sanay na rin naman na sila. So ayun. More to that, papakita ko lang mga ibang litrato ng aming produkto, placemats, posters, there, para lang makita niyo yung nagagawang mga products namin. At syempre, panghuli ito yung mga socials namin, kung kayo interesado man na makita yung panggawa ng aming mga nanay at lola, maaari yung bisitahin ang FB namin at IG namin na type niyo lang ay @InvisibleSistersPH. Ayun. Yun ang aking presentasyon, Ma'am Rozhie, para makilala ng mga nanay ang Visible Sisters PH. Yes. Okay. Mag-stop ako ng screen, ang pag-share ng screen. Ayan.
Ayun. Thank you very much po, Ma'am Des, sa pag-share about Invisible Sisters PH. Ayun. So, para po mas lalo po ninyong makilala yung social enterprise nila, Ma'am Des, meron po ba kayong mga katanungan para sa kanya tungkol po sa kanilang social enterprise? Baka po meron kayong specific questions para kay Ma'am Des. Sige, okay na ba, Marinelle? Meron ba tayong questions? Ay, nayat ang audio.
Yes po, sabi po nila wala naman po silang question.
Ayun po. Bale to, pero siguro baka yung iba po nating mga participants sa Zoom may questions, pero just to keep the ball rolling, may question po from the chat. May paraan po bang matuto magganchilyo ang mga nanay o lola na hindi pa marunong? Yun po yung question natin.
Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. Everybody can learn, you know. Ang aming training programs ay madalas madalas by community. So this is really a bit more extensive already when you want to really dedicate Invisible Sisters to pop out in a new community. We do have training programs that usually last 3 months. So there's a dedicated time for this. Ang mga nanay ay tinuturuan from a single chain until makagraduate at makabuo ng bag. Pag ito ay nakakabuo ng bag, maaari na siyang maging kabilang sa aming mga weaver, crocheters. So pwede naman. May mga iba kami mga nanay actually nasama na rin sila kasi naturuan ng mga kapwa nanay kasi nakasama sa community din. Mabilis yung pagtuto, no? So eventually, they were already also able to participate and get a source of income para sa kanila.
Thank you, Ma'am Des. Actually, ako naman follow-up question ko doon sa tanong sa ating chat. Paano po ninyo pinipili itong mga nanay na maisasama doon sa program?
Okay. For one, we have to understand the location. All right. I have to consider the logistics, no, of delivering and picking up the plastic from the items from the nanay. Because what we do right now, because of the pandemic, is everything is Lala Move or Grab Express. So that's a bit costly, no. So in terms of logistics, they should be in the area of Taguig. That's one. Number two, we also want to understand where they stand in terms of their social status. Marami ang nag-express actually na gusto maging kabilang Invisible Sisters from Batangas to Visayas to Siargao. But ang nais naming magbigyang focus yung mga nanay na medyo mas kinakailangan pa ng extra income talaga. So pinupuntahan namin yung mga lugar, inaaral namin kung kumusta sila. Minsan inaalam din namin kung ano yung iba nilang pinagkakitaan para mas matansya namin kung mas kaya ba namin silang tulungan. Ayaw namin magbigay ng sobrang laking expectations para sa mga nanay. Pero we want to assure them that if they are on board with us, we will help them as much as we can. Walang edad na pinipili. Ang isa sa mga nanay namin na lola, ang pinakamatandang lola na kasama namin ay 73 years old. Hanggang ngayon, may lakas pa rin mag-gansilyo, nakakatuwa, no? Tapos, ang isa sa mga pinakabatang nanay namin ay nasa 42. No? Tapos, naririnig ko na lang din, syempre, para at least maturuan din daw ng asal. Magandang asal ang mga anak or apo. Sabihin nila, gupitin mo yung plastic para sa akin. Yan yung parang konting tulong mo sa akin. So at least nagpapasa rin siya kahit paano. Minsan nagkwento rin sa akin, Ma'am, ang dami naman nating orders ngayon. Nagpatulong na ako sa aking anak. Pinaghiwa-hiwalay ko na yung kulay ng mga plastic para sa kanya. So dito ko nakikita na okay, tumatalon siya sa different age groups. The interest is there. No, I think I want to appreciate the fact that they see the value of crocheting, even the young ones, even the kids. So yun yung madalas na considerations when we try to pick our women for Invisible Sisters. Pero okay lang din ang male, okay lang din naman yun. May mga naturuan na raw sila mga asawa, mga ganchilyo para at least tulungan din para mas maraming items. Wala namang kaso yun. Pero the heart is all still for Filipina women.
Out of curiosity, ma'am, sa future ba o sa hinaharap ba, meron ba kayong plano na mag-venture into other forms of craft, parang craft activities, or crocheting talaga yung pinaka-identity ni Invisible Sisters?
We want to focus on crocheting. No? The reason why the whole logo is like a heart that's crocheted, yes, because we want to keep it that way. But the expansion in my mind in the next years, is in terms of products. So, so it's not only about fashion items or home items, but I am already in talks with other social enterprises that could provide recycled wood or recycled metal, wherein we could actually create furniture. And that's very exciting for me because, for example, you think of the wood to be crafted in a chair, sila yung magiging framework, at kami ang gagawa ng parang hinihigaan at inuupuan. No? So ito yung mga ibang nakikinita namin pwedeng susunod na proyekto. It's gonna be a challenge for us kasi ang mga nanay namin hindi sanay magganchili ng malalaking mga bagay. Sanay sila sa mga maliliit lang na items, 12 by 12, 12 by 14 inches, ganun lang. Pero kung ito ay makakatulong din para sa organization, kung ito ay makakapagdagdag kita rin para sa nanay, I think that's a good jumpstart also for us to really innovate. I think there's a need to innovate constantly. No?
Yes. In relation to what you said, no, in innovation. So I understand. So you did say also earlier that you actually plan to focus on crocheting, right? So, but crocheting, like, is innovation also would this innovation fall also in terms of the material that you use for crocheting? Because I understand what they're using now is plastic. Tama ba yun? Did I get it?
Yes, recycled plastic.
Plastic. Oh. And in connection to that question, I'm also interested in how you how you gather this plastic. Do you at times end up buying plastic if you need more? Kasi di ba, if there's a demand for the product tapos kulang na yung recycle, do you end up also buying na rin? Or you ask people to yung parang voluntary give you plastic? Is parang, I just want to know how you go about it, no? The system of
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Des.
All right. Sa yung una po regarding material, minsan nagkakaroon na rin ako ng urge na tumalon out of recycled plastic. Why? Because we've been receiving donations of yung mga earrings with defects, but these are nice earrings. And we recently got a partnership with Nespresso. If you're familiar with Nespresso capsules, yung coffee inside of capsules, diba? I think you also see that in Coffee Bean and even in other coffee shops. But Nespresso in particular has this movement wherein they give their used capsules to enterprises who could reuse them, reutilize them. So, natambakan yung opisina namin ng Nespresso capsules because I do not know yet what to do. But I appreciate the initiative of Nespresso. But what we can do is, sabi raw, pwede i-mold ito para gumawa ng bagong produkto. I'm still in the works of how to know the other materials. Pangalawa yung tungkol sa plastic, ma'am. The partnered recycler is really a factory. They really have these huge melting pots of all the plastic trashes gathered there. No, they melt all the blues, they melt all the yellows, all the whites, greens, and oranges, and they recreate them into rolls. No, in terms of supply, hindi rin kami nauubusan dahil sa dami ng basura. Because we have these meetings also with the recycler. Apparently, even the trash from other countries are even brought to the Philippines, and it's also brought to their planta. So grabe ang tambak ng basura sa planta nila ngayon. At as much as possible, I do not want us to buy new plastic because it defeats already. It already defeats the advocacy. I don't see it as a sustainable means because what's the point? We're trying to reduce waste and yet we're gonna buy new plastic to create the product. So in any case, I just contact our recycler partner, and I also gauge with them how are we so far. One of the last things that we talked about actually is about mandates na pinagbabawal na ang plastic sa mga different cities. I am also understanding of the move because sa QC ata, no, marami na ang lugar na bawal talaga ang plastic, like sa supermarkets, puro paper bags na. May depletion din ng plastic. Now, another option for me is to find another recycler, but I guess this would be also next steps for me in the future to tap into other products, just like what you've mentioned and Rozhie what has suggested also. And I'm actually very glad that I'm also friends with other social entrepreneurs who have other materials like wood and metal. Kasi I think it's a very harmonious relationship between social entrepreneurs. It's great that I get to see that other people are also moving in terms of tapping into poor communities and helping them out. And at the same time, we have the same part in all saving the environment.
Rozhie, sana mapaunlakan mo ako. Mayroon lang akong request kay Des because right now, pati po mga nanay, no, gusto ko pong sabihin sa inyo na meron pong ilang mga estudyante galing sa UP Manila or estudyante ng UP Manila na nandito po ngayon kasama natin, no? So dumating sila nung natapos na si Des na ipakita yung mga slides niya. So nag-uusap na tayo, no? Nagtalakayan na tayo nang pumasok sila dito. Des, may request ako sa iyo. Pwede bang magpakita ka ng mga ibang halimbawa ng mga nagawa ninyo na kasi unang-una napakaganda yung mga ginawa ng mga nanay sa Taguig and I think it's worthwhile to see them once again, to see them in the context of how beautiful they are. Kahit yun lang, visual look lang, para lang makita ng ating mga estudyante. At saka makita natin ulit kung ano yung ating pinag-uusapan ngayon. And habang siguro, tapos kahit saglit lang, 1 minute, tapos then we can go back to Rozhie, baka meron pang mga ibang katanungan, or baka meron pang, sigurado ako marami pang gustong sabihin si Rozhie. So Des, request ko lang sa'yo.
Feeling ko pwede kong buksan ang Instagram namin. Try ko lang.
Okay. Ayan. So at least bagong visual image, no?
Yes.
Para ating mga nanay. Perfect.
Yan. Ito yung Instagram page namin. So ito yung mga iba namin mga gawa. Kami lang ay umiikot sa 8 kulay kasi yun lang ang kaya ng aming recycler. So very vibrant naman ang mga colors na ito. This one is a partner with Mondelez International. We're so glad to get the project. Mondelez actually got us as one of their suppliers for their placemats for giveaways, and we were asked to do 100 of these and put the logo of Mondelez. Binigay nila sa mga higher ups nila. Tuwang-tuwa talaga. And it was part of their CSR project as well. So ito, may kita nyo, ito yung opisina namin. Ayan. Ito yung mga ibang mga produkto. Ito mga shared photos na ito ng clients namin. So natutuwa rin ako na ako ay nakapag-tap ng clients who have the same heart and advocacy. Ayan, ito yung aming mga nanay. Ayan sila. Ayan, isa kaming community. So there are times, of course, I need to think of outreach programs for them. No, ang isa sa mga nire-request nila lagi, ma'am, yung aking kamay masakit na. Or sinasabi nila, ma'am, yung mga mata namin, naksko po. So, ito, nakakuha kami ng very, very blessed kami. Viva Films gave our nanays free eyeglasses and free eye checkups for everyone. So, nakakatuwa. Ayan sila. Ayan yung mga nanay namin. Ayan, yung mga placemats. Nag-focus ako ngayon sa placemats kasi feeling ko nasa bahay lang po yung mga clients, nasa bahay lang mga tao, they want to decorate and beautify their homes. We're so happy also to be part of magazines or social media news outlets. Just like this, we're part of Art Plus magazine. No, nawala yung pictures ng iba. Ito sa baba, ayan. Ito, I want to capture also our nanays while they do their work. Para and I really love to focus on their hands because you get to see the intricacy of what they do. So these are some of the photos also. Ayan. We're very much trying to explore also. Pero sometimes the comments that they hear, talaga ba? Plastic ba talaga yan, ma'am? As in, nakakatuwa rin na parang hindi daw nila akalain na pwedeng mabuo ang mga ganito na mga produkto yari sa recycled plastic. Ayan, ma'am. Yeah. We're trying to, of course, learn new patterns para at least medyo mas mag-expand yung range ng aming mga nanay. No? And most of the time, I get the samples or sometimes they just message me at Messenger, may na-discover ako new pattern, check nyo to, baka pwede natin gawing bag. So nakatutuwa ako pag ganun na sila. And we also learn letters. I'm so happy that they're able to do that. Ayan. Ayan po yung mga products po namin, ma'am. There. Ayan. Sometimes we also wanted a mixture with other materials like we tapped suppliers from Marikina for leather. Kasi syempre, the whole point dapat supportahan na rin natin yung mga iba nating local business. So, ganun yung ito yung mga produkto namin sa kultura. Ayan. So, yan yung mga iba namin produkto sa kultura. Ito ay nasa SM Makati. Nagkaroon ng mini event para ipa-showcase ng mga gawa ng mga partnered social entrepreneurs ni SM Kultura. So, Sustainable Crafts Week ito kasi hindi lang po kami ang gumagamit ng sustainable materials sa kultura. Marami rin pong nag-explore na rin ng sustainable materials like yung mga reused Tetra Pak or yung mga clean Tetra Pak, pati rin minsan yung mga used canvases. So, or used cloth like denims, yung mga ganun. So, pinagpapatsi-patsi at tinatahit para makagawa ng isang bag. So, ayan po, ma'am. Ayan, gusto po, nakakatawa mag-reminis. Kahit ako, nag-reminis tuloy ako. At ito rin, panghuli na rin siguro itong si Miss Rica. Si Miss Rica ang aking right hand. Mahal na mahal ko si Miss Rica. Siya po ay ang dating chef ng nagtaguyod ng Invisible Sisters. Siya yung dating yaya. Eventually, naturuan mag-Castillo, nakitaan ng potensyal na administrative task or clerical work. So, siya yung isa sa nag-iisang employee ko para siya yung maging connection sa bawat community. So, she helps me constantly in managing the women and delegating also the items para sa kanila. And we've been together for almost 3 years na. She's been with me always. And she's very much supportive kasi she's seen Invisible Sisters from day 1 hanggang ngayon. Ako senior na rin si Ma'am Rica. So natutuwa rin ako na, even though in her senior years, her heart is still there for Invisible Sisters. Ayun po.
So salamat, Des. Ang ganda naman ng ating discussion break. Di ba, Rozhie? Parang sa discussion, parang sa puro salita, and very visually appealing. Beautiful, Des. So thank you for sa pagpapaunlak ng request ko. Salamat din, Rozhie. At sumingit ako sa discussion yun ni Des. Sige, tahimik na ako. Go ahead, Des. Rozhie, yes. Thank you.
Ayun, ma'am. Bale, parang continuation lang since we were talking about logistics kanina, no? Parang na-curious lang ako, ma'am. I don't know kung anong ethical considerations nitong question ko, pero yung funding ng that IS gets, paano po ninyo nakukuha yon since you have to provide the payment or salary for your nanays, and yung materials pa nakasama nitong mga nitong mga ginagawa nilang paggagansilyo. How do you get yung money, yung profit lang po ba talaga yung source of income ng IS?
So with regard to the items, it's priced with a studied manner. A portion, a third of it would go to the nanay, and then the others would be for operational expenses and also for the salaries. Well, I will say it already up front, I don't take from it right now. We are in a very, we are trying to stay afloat. Let's go with that. We're trying to stay afloat at the moment, given the pandemic. And just to share with all of you also, SM Kultura put a hold also in buying again from small businesses like us, because they have a lot of stock right now in their inventory, and it really goes from how it would be sold. No, I'm thankful that there's free marketing because of the use of social media platforms. I'm gonna utilize that greatly. I really want to go for organic growth. I don't have enough funds yet really to pay influencers or even boosting. It's not yet, I'm not that flexible right now. So what I do is just really find bulk buyers. And maganda sa mga pwede like Christmas giveaways, those who have very active CSR programs. Yung mga big companies like that, there's such a good opportunity for us to get a bulk of orders. And then, of course, social media helps also to get those single orders naman. So, nakakatuwa rin. Of course, I'm also very active in trying to look for donations. Just like any other social entrepreneur, enterprise out there, we also look for donations. There are those who are, mabait in giving out donations. It doesn't need to be always in finance or in money, but some do give materials, some do give equipment, which is also a big help for us also. There's a lot, when I entered Invisible Sisters, I wasn't a business-oriented woman, and the Philippine Arts Program was heavily focused. The path that I chose was heavily focused on events production, and research. That's why the past experiences were very much different from where I am right now with Visible. So I have to learn everything by attending online seminars. I had to learning from people who are into economics and business management, really. But thankfully, they're able to teach you how to price them correctly so that the operational expenses will also be saved, even though the numbers are small. But admittedly, right now, it's, there's a fluctuation in orders, but I'm really hoping that 2022 will be better, hoping that the economy would open if time permits, and if already the situation permits, because it would be a big help for our moms. Right now, what I tell them constantly is your health is the priority. Nanay, just stay inside, get vaccinated, make sure that you are healthy. So I'm very, very much grateful also that they understand the situation. Kasi syempre, I cannot fight the fact that they are all very much in need. But, God leads me with people who have open hearts and big hearts talaga to provide for the organization. And I'm just really blessed that there are angels out there.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Meron po tayong mga questions sa chat. Baka po kasi late na nakapasok yung students na nagtatanong. Pero medyo relevant naman yung tanong pa rin. Sabi niya, I would like to ask po kung paano po nare-recycle yung plastic. Are they open din po for design recommendations?
Just what I mentioned a while ago, we have a partner recycler. Nung una kasi, yung mga nanay talaga namin yung mga naglilinis ng plastic at disinfect. Ang nangyari kasi doon, naging matrabaho, naging magastos dahil sa mga solutions na kakailanganin pang disinfect, at mahaba yung lead time dahil kailangan siyang patuyuin sa araw. So hindi siya masyado na naging mainam para sa organisasyon that we had to partner with the recycler. I visited the recycler's plant. These are all mechanical in process. They have these huge tubs wherein all of the plastic is melted and eventually disinfected. And then they are created into small pellets. They come out of that in small pellets, and the small pellets are again melted to create the new plastic. So the recycler has a lot of other plastics kumbaga na ginagawa ng recycler. They recycle plastic as tubes, as sandbags. They recycle plastics into straw. Iba yung sandbag sa straw. Makikita niyo yung texture. Yung straw yung makikita niyo binabalot sa mga boxes, right? And then the third one, they also recycle plastic into cutlery. So you'd somehow see plastic spoons or forks na merong mga impurities. We call them impurities na parang they're not pure white, but they have little blacks or little grays. Those are actually recycled plastics one. So galing yun sa mga recyclers. So at least even cutlery is being recycled. But there's a lot of things going on in how this should be addressed properly. With regard to accepting design recommendations, yes, we do. You know what? I'm actually even looking for designers. I want to partner with designers. If you know people, friends, interior design man yan, fashion design man yan, I'm very much willing to collaborate. Designs from my head might be so different to what a designer really envisions, since they are, mas maalam sila sa ganun. And feel free to message me, feel free to email me, please. We could build something na makakapag-start ng revolutionary, momentous thing for Invisible Sisters. And I only have one design partner, but very much in and out siya because she has another job also. But if I could have a steady partner with this, that would be awesome.
Alright. Yun, thank you, Ma'am Des, for answering those questions. Meron pa po tayong mga tanong sa mga bagong pasok na participants. Well, meron po ako nakuha question kanina, pero kasi because of yung break natin from talking, you were able to tell us na to show us yung mga booth natin o yung ating mga display items sa kultura. Pero this question po says, I usually go to the Kultura branch at SM Aura. Gusto ko po sanang bumili ng products nyo. Do your products go by the brand of Invisible Sisters? Alam po ba ng salesperson yon if I inquire? Pero siguro mas na lang, since na obvious naman din kanina dun sa IG posts, but maybe we can talk about yung partnership with Kultura. Could you expound on that partnership? Paano po ninyo na tap si Kultura para magbenta ng products ninyo?
Alright. Invisible Sisters, you might not see the name actually at SM Kultura because you would most of the time see Geekonomics. So what is Geekonomics? Geekonomics is a platform for social enterprises. It's like, you think of it as an incubator, kumbaga. So we're part of that platform. We are under the umbrella of Geekonomics. Now, si Geekonomics kasi, it's not a formal incubator per se, but they're able to help us connect with companies that would, those that we could supply with our products. That's how Invisible Sisters got into SM Kultura. It was through the management of Geekonomics. Now, the goal eventually of Invisible Sisters is to get out of Geekonomics, and be a formal business and a formal business with formal papers, diba? Naka-DTI na at lahat-lahat. Pero kasalukuyan kasi hindi pa kaya. Kaya madalas, ginagamit namin sa Geekonomics. Now, in terms of product scene at SM Kultura, when you enter it, diba, you see the Barong Tagalogs and the Philippine flags and the jeepneys and the beautiful accessories. But what sometimes you'd see, or most of it, actually in branches, we are actually part of this umbrella in SM Kultura called Crafts for a Cause or CFAC, Crafts for a Cause. So you could ask that, ma'am, pwede makita yung mga products from Crafts for a Cause. Why? Si Crafts for a Cause, sila naman ay naka-center sa small enterprises tulad namin. So kasama si Geekonomics doon, kasama si Gifts and Graces, marami kami doon, may mga recycled paper ang mga gawa. So kapag pupunta sa SM Kultura store, madalas ang sakop lang namin, mga isang table o dalawang table lang, hindi ganun kalaki. Okay? Hindi pa naman kasi ganun kalaki yung pag-supply namin kay Kultura. Pero maaari nyo makita kasi very distinguishable din yung products actually. Sa isang table ng Crafts for a Cause, maybe you get to see already 4 brands, and Invisible Sisters would be one of that. If not Invisible Sisters, they might have labeled it as Geekonomics. So yun.
Actually, ma'am, nagustuhan ko yung yung fact kanina na sinabi mo na these are the only colors that you guys have. Pero kasi parang I see that as an advantage because you get to have that identity. Parang pagka nakita mo tong mga kulay na to, Invisible Sisters to kasi these are the colors. So parang for me, it's an advantage, I think, na you only have these colors. Ayun. May mga questions pa po ba tayo? Sa ating crowd from Ermita, wala na po ba kayong mga tanong for Ma'am Des? Ang ating
Rozhie. I just noticed that we have ballooned to 52. Parang
wow.
People came in even after Des showed the Instagram account. So my question now is, okay, just again for the sake of those who came in now, I'm just wondering, Des, if you have other forms of social media, para naman may say-say yung tanong ko, yung interjection ko. If you have other forms of social media such as like Facebook, do you also use Facebook? And if so, perhaps you can show us some images again. It's just my ano ba yun? Parang I'm just finding a way for you to show us more images for the guys for the students who just joined us now.
Sure. Kami ay merong dalawa pa lang, Facebook at Instagram pa lang. Wala pa po kaming website, no? At hindi rin po kami, wala pa po kaming ibang locations pa na in the social media or in the online realm. Pero, teka, mag-share na rin ako. Naku, may kita yung mga ibang ganap sa mga chat boxes ko. Pero okay lang yun. Tayo-tayo lang naman nandito, so okay lang. Ayan. Ayan. So, ito po yung Facebook namin. Ayan. Ayan, minsan pinifeature ko rin yung mga ibang appearances, no? Sa news channels. We somehow partnered with One Bag. What they do is they recycle the Lazada and the Shopee bags and to recreate another pouch para at least yun yung mas reusable. So what they asked from us, One Bag asked us to crochet the collected Lazada and Shopee bags. It's still a project on the works, but nakakatawa kasi na-feature agad sa GMA, no? Yan. Si Rachel actually ang nanalo dun sa isang project ata na naghahanap ng sustainable development ideas. So nakakatuwa. Tapos, of course, si Kultura rin, no? Very active sa social media. Very sweet si Kultura. They've been working also to get extra income para at least may proceeds na mapunta sa aming small businesses. No? Ito, actually, kung ano man ang nakikita natin sa Instagram, yun din po yung lumalabas sa Facebook. Marami rin po kasi kaming buyers, mas marami po kaming buyers sa Instagram. I think there are so many titas of Manila who's trying to, be very much active in Instagram. Our main markets would be those of around women age 30s, early 20s to 30s because they like the bags, they like the shoulder bags, and they have also the means to purchase our products. Some would comment, this is a project we collaborated with the Hope Project by UPM. I don't know who founds, who's handling the Hope Project of UP Manila, but they're very sweet kasi nag-tap nila kami. Ayan, tumatawa si Charmy, hindi ko alam kung bakit. Pero, ayan, nakakatawa.
Charisse is part of Hope, of Hope Project.
Really? That's so cool!
Yes.
Diyos ko. Yun, kapag kunwari, minsan, puro sales na lang kasi iniisip. I think it's nice also to partner with other organizations who have the same advocacy or advocacies related to each other. Kasi, this is something as a collective effort for us to help more people. Ayan. So this one showcasing more of our products lang. I really like it when clients share their bought items. Nakakatuwa. Ayan, kahit si Kultura, magbibigay sila ng sarili nilang mga, ito yung sinasabi kong crafts request, ring pull tabs, newspaper, ayan. So yan yung mga ibang sustainable items na binibenta rin sa Kultura. So yan, kami naman sa mga recycled plastic, dun kami nakatoka. Ayun. So, what more can I share here? Medyo mas products lang naman nito. Ayan, mga ibang features. Colorette Cosmetics also gave us a very mini feature also. They partnered with companies or business or organizations run by women, family by women, and empowering women. It was such a pure women movement. So natap kami ng Colorette Cosmetics. So nakakatawa rin na ina-acknowledge. No? Tinanong ako, sino yung mga women behind Invisible Sisters? Siyempre, wala na akong pigil. Binigay ko lahat ng pangalan ng mga nanay namin kahit mapuno man yung social media post. Kasi I feel that they need to be acknowledged. No? Sila talaga gumagawa ng mga produkto. So I'm very, very happy that kahit sa Instagram, bigla kami nahahanap ng Colorette, bigla kami nahahanap ng Mondelez, no? And these are big companies. So at least kahit ilan lang yung post namin at nasa 1,000 followers pa lang kami, we are able to attract also. Ayun po, mga news features sa ABS, no? And of course, Kultura, ayan yung mga iba. Ayun po, ma'am. Ayan, Art Plus Magazine.
Ayan.
Yes.
Yan, like and follow tayo
Yes, like and follow.
Instagram para dumami yung reach ng ng Invisible Sisters. And yun,
Oo.
makatulong din tayo sa ating mga nanay sa pag-ibig.
So thanks again for the discussion break, Des. And then, yeah, let's go back to Rosie. Yes, thanks, Rosie.
I am getting more questions po.
Okay.
Although, again, these questions siguro mga from the students na medyo late na rin nakapasok, no? Parang related na rin sa diniscuss niyo, ma'am, kanina na you are working with yung pinakamatanda na would be 73, tapos yung pinakabata would be 42. But the question here from the chat is, are you open po ba for young people to be part ng nagko-crochet?
Yes, we are very much open sa ganyang mga edaran. Young people, I don't know how young is young. I don't know, teens or maybe collegiate level, mga ganon. Pero again, I'd go back to kumusta yung status nila. So as much as maraming marunong na mag-ganchilyo, maraming interesadong matutong mag-ganchilyo, nais ko pa rin tutukan ang mga mas nangangailangan ng financial support. So that's with extensive interviews and just kinikilala rin namin yung mga nanay namin. Kasi pamilya na rin ang turing namin sa isa't isa. Nagmumukha akong apo nilang lahat or anak ng lahat. So, yun, kaya nanay at lola na rin ang mga tawag ko sa kanila. Pero, yun yung kapag ang usapan ay, or usapin natin is to give out the financial compensation from creating items, I'd rather really focus my energies on helping those in need.
Alright. Wala na akong nakukuhang questions, pero siguro last na lang bilang ang tanong ko ay medyo pang Philippine arts talaga, I think. Have you tried parang hindi ko alam kasi rin kung issue to of appropriation or something, pero have you tried partnering with or have you parang have you thought of partnering with yung designs ng ating ng Philippine weaving? So we have this certain identity in Invisible Sisters PH na Philippine weave itong pattern na to. Although we are not using the thread that they are using, pero have you thought of using Philippine patterns?
Yes. The first 2 months that I got into Invisible Sisters, yun agad yung inisip ko. But I was faced with challenges, apparently. The first challenge was, it's so difficult to crochet daw. The patterns are so intricate, the designs are so intricate, na ang sabi sa akin ng mga nanay, Ma'am, bibigyan mo ko ng graphing paper niyan kasi kailangan kong kulayan yung bawat box niyan para malaman. So I go, oh wow, I didn't know it was that difficult. And then we talked about it. I presented them with templates, with designs really from I bought a design a book from Design Center about Filipino patterns, and I picked out, I photocopied pages. Parang, Nay, can you try this? Can you execute this and that? And they were very honest with me. It's difficult. It can be done, but it's such a huge lead time. So sabi ko, okay, it might take time. They're still trying. There are some that na-execute na ngayon, kaso isang nanay pa lang. And when I ask, Nay, kaya mo bang i-share ito sa iba? So, sasabihin nila sa akin, Ma'am, baka hindi sila masyado maging patient dyan kasi medyo mabusisik yan. Sabi ko, nako, sige, pag-iisipan na lang natin, kaya natin siguro gawa ng paraan. Or in the future. Number 2, I did think of incorporating other tela. Yes. Yung mga ibang tela natin galing Ilocos o galing Mindanao din. No? Kasi meron ako mga kilala na supply ng mga ganun. Even tinalak, I tried to get those. Unfortunately, medyo may kamahalan ang mga telang ito. And I wouldn't be surprised why. So, when I was looking and going through the math and looking at the cost, even a strip of tela of it, with the labor already of the bag, the price is gonna go way, way, way up there. And there's a possibility, or there might be a tendency that I won't be able to find a lot of buyers in that. An advice given to me actually is try to go to Artefino, no? Artefino. And I've been attending Artefino ever since we were in college, no? And I sometimes learn how the products are being made also. I've yet to really sit on it and integrate Filipino patterns and establish that particular design for us. But it's so difficult because not all of the nanays are that patient to create those beautiful designs. And I actually even presented with them like, oh, Nay, can you try Okir designs? Try lang natin yung mga kurba-kurba. Baka kayanin. Kasi I don't get to see that all the time. So I want to see it in a bag, and it's gonna be such a beautiful thing na parang you have multi-colored ones. Parang na-overwhelm minsan na parang masyado daw mahirap. So I go, okay, it's fine. I'll try to find a way wherein we'll get to integrate the design in our future items. So I hope in the near future.
All right. Thank you, Ma'am Des. Wala na po akong nakukuha questions. So, we can probably wrap it up. Thank you very much, Ma'am Des, for answering all our questions. Sobrang interesting na tong topic natin ngayon. And I hope na-enlighten din naman yung ating audience then from Ermita sa ating ideas from Invisible Sisters PH.
Thank you so much po, Ma'am Des, and also thank you so much, Ma'am Rozhie, for facilitating the Q&A portion. Actually, Ms. Des, I wanted to share that I actually do crochet also, like the top that I'm wearing right now. I made this. And yeah, and regarding the question of Ma'am Rozhie, yung incorporating yung mga Filipino textiles, I tried. For when it was National Heritage Month, I tried to, make yung mga Philippine textiles, and it's so hard. Like, sobrang hirap po yung mga yakan, yung mga ibalag, sobrang hirap. So, I empathize na mahirap talaga siya. So anyway, thank you so much po. But before we formally close our segment for today, let me call on Dr. Achanzar-Labor for the closing remarks.
All right. So once again, well, thank you very much, Des. Thank you, Des, for joining us this morning. I'm sure everything that you shared with us has inspired not just the nanay, not just our women in Ermita, but also all of us who joined in today's session. This includes our guests, but also all of us who are part of the team of the Faura Project. So thank you very much for being our speaker for the first of this series on empowered women and empowered Ermita. And I would also like to thank, of course, Rozhie, for convening this wonderful series, and also for conducting a wonderful discussion with us in today's event. But of course, more than anyone else, I would like to, of course, Marinelle, Marinelle Cumpleto. I would special thanks for Marinelle, our Sangguniang Kabataan Chairperson of Ermita, who was the one who gathered these women in the barangay hall. So in just one screen, we see all of them seated, and with properly distance from one another. And of course, I end this by thanking the mothers, the mothers or the women of Ermita who joined us from in today's session and who actually stayed on, up to this time. Maraming salamat po muli sa inyong lahat, at sana po magkita-kita po tayong muli, at ito lang po sana yung simula ng ating pagkikita. So I give it back to Cha. So once again, thank you all, for everyone who are here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Achanzar-Labor. So actually, before we formally end today's session, I would like to request everyone to turn on your camera so that we can take a quick picture and, document this very special day. So yes, if you're able to, please turn on your cameras and flash your biggest smiles. Yes, okay. Let's wait for the others. There we go. Okay, a few more. Baka meron pang gusto mong pahabol. Yes. Okay, sige. I feel like wala nang mag-on. So, ano na lang, to everyone here, kahit hindi naka-on yung camera niyo, smile pa rin kayo para, ma-feel namin yung positivity talaga. Okay, sige. Let's smile, everyone. 1, 2, 3, smile. Yeah, okay. Another one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, thank you so much. So actually, before we end talaga, meron lang po kaming share sa inyong lahat. So, okay. Wait a minute. Share screen lang. Okay. So, gusto lang po namin i-share yung The Faura Project merch. So, ito may sasend akong link. So, kami po dito sa Faura Project, meron pa kaming merch na ginawa na gusto namin i-share sa inyo. So, i-release po ito ngayong November or December. So yung merch po namin ito, may tote bag kami na super cute. Tapos next naman, we also have stickers. So stickers here, as you can see, it focuses on Ermita, Manila, the different landmarks here. And also next,
we see UP there, no? The oblation in the first batch, yeah.
Here naman yung California. Here we can see UP. So sa mga UP students here, baka interested kayo, lalo na if may mga freshies dito, diba? Baka hindi pa kayo nakapasok nyo ng sticker, lagay nyo sa laptop nyo. Super duper cute. So I sent link in the Zoom chat kung gusto niyo mag-pre-order. So right now, wala po kaming price kasi we're currently in the process of canvassing pa lang. But of course, when we do actually release this, the stocks are going to be very limited. So you might as well, pre-order now para di ka maubusan. So actually, that's it. So right now, we're at the closing part of our program, and I would like to also ask everyone here today to answer our evaluation form, so that we know how to improve our future sessions. So also, if you want an e-certificate, you can ask for one. No, you'll receive one after you answer this evaluation form. So it's already also in the Zoom chat. So please do answer it, and we're done. So thank you everyone for attending today's session, and we wish you all a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you po.